Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and this is your special edition Winter Solstice energy reading. We're going to take a look at what's happening with the Divine Masculines, Divine Feminines at this time and what's the spirit guidance for how to best utilize this time and different energy shifts that we're experiencing. Solstice being the main one. For me, for my EST time zone, it's happening at 11 a.m. EST on the 21st of December. Depending on where you're located, you can check that information for yourself. But yeah, basically it's still, there is like obviously that X hour where it's the peak, like the actual event. But basically the time before that, at least like 24 hours before, 24 hours after, still considered solstice time, where these energies apply and wherever we're gonna hear, this is all gonna be relevant. So let's see what's going on and how can it help us, get ourselves ready for 2022 and what's coming. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So this will be a little bit different. I'll see if I'm gonna do the usual daily reading later today or not. There's a good chance that I won't, but I will be doing, as we go through holidays this week and next week, I will be doing a few readings of a different format. But about that, you will find out as we move along. And if you have any special requests for what kind of reading would you like to see, what to focus on, please let me know in the comments. You can drop me an email and I will take it into account as much as I can. Okay, so first we're going to start with the Sacred Traveler deck. I'm going to see what kind of guidance we have for Divine Feminines and for Divine Masculines. Then we'll check what's happening energetically for each, what is the next milestone and what's the divine guidance. Yeah. So this is for Divine Feminines first. I'm actually gonna break it up that way. So I'm gonna do Divine Feminine part first and then Divine Masculine, and also pull the connection energy. I've got my sunny outfit for the winter solstice, and in northern hemisphere the days are going to be getting longer after that, so it's all going to be kind of like where we've been accumulating this energy and our internal knowledge up till the solstice time, winter solstice time, and now it's going to be rolling out externally into our 3D life. And for people in southern hemisphere, it's going to be the other way around. We also have a lot of planets and constellations lining up, and I posted that article on my Facebook page, Mindful Wisdom. But yeah, if you want to check it out, there's a link on my channel, and you can just Google some information and you'll see how amazing this time is. Not just because of the solstice, but this is the main event this week for sure. Okay, so that took me a while. Divine Feminines have got passion and pleasure. Savor your life. I love this card. Yeah, so we're coming to the holiday time. Notice that. Everything is winding down, and if it's not, then it's a sign for you that it's time. If you've been busy, if you've been juggling a lot of things, that's what I'm getting with this card at this time. It's a sign to slow down and savor your life, whatever it means for you in your context. Take it how it resonates. But you need to give to yourself, not just to stretch yourself thin and give to others. Okay, so now we're going to check for Divine Feminines what's happening energetically on the 5D level during this time. What is happening during solstice? We've got 10 of Cups and Queen of Swords. So yeah, Divine Feminines are becoming honest about understanding love and expressing love. That's what I'm hearing. Understanding what that happily ever after means, the emotional fulfillment. And it's not just necessarily about Divine Masculines, that's a big part of it, of course, because we are learning through them, we're using them as a mirror, etc., etc. But emotional fulfillment is not just our Divine Masculines. It's, first of all, it's our inner contentment and fulfillment with where we are, with who we are, you know, how we feel about ourselves. And then, of course, if we're talking about the outside world, it goes beyond divine masculines. But this is understanding what is that emotional fulfillment, what it feels like, right? What kind of lifestyle, what kind of mindset, what kind of actual practices, healthy practices in life help get to this 10 of Cups. You know, this moment of truth is coming in for divine feminines. And notice that we saw this with savor your life, so that's one of the things, right? Like savor your life, you know, notice the moment, notice especially when you're happy, when you're joyful, when your heart is full. Notice what are you doing at the time, how did it come about, how was it different from the last time you were doing the same activity, those kind of observations. Okay, then we're gonna see what is the next milestone for divine feminine journey that should be acknowledged at this time. What do divine feminines need to know about the future coming up for them on their twin flame journey? What do we need to know? What's coming up? Got Queen of Pentacles. I'm gonna clarify this one. Just clarify Queen of Pentacles. So, yeah, let me just, oops. Got a lot of cards. Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. And here, wow, Queen of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Wow. So we have literally, so Queen of Pentacles is repeating itself. We have a repetition of the two energetic cards that we had here. And we also have 10 of Pentacles. It was actually in kind of like, it fell on the side, but it was on the floor. So I could pick it up as a reversed one as well. So what I would say is at this time, where's the card? Yeah. What's coming up is, you know, next level mastery of turning things around financially, of making a profit, of upgrading the lifestyle, you know, just the level of living. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, so it could be a little bit different for everyone, but yeah, it's kind of like upgrading your life. That's what's coming up next. That's what the next important thing to know right now. That's what you can manifest and set intentions for right now during solstice season, right? And it's again, we're seeing, because most of these cards are repeated from what we already saw, it's about being honest about what makes you happy. And this here goes not just with emotional fulfillment in this case, but also the like what kind of people are around you, building a community. You know, what does family look like for you? What or who is important? Things like that. So it's kind of like mapping out. It's kind of like painting a picture of what your life should be like. Maybe do like that map exercise where even if it's a big dream that you can put together, like what you want to accomplish, for example, in 2022, or at least in Q1, like right in the next 1 to 3 months. You don't have to go too far. Okay, so that's, at least that's what's important to know, that is in the future, and this is a great time to set intentions for this next level lifestyle, for this upgrade in financial abundance, and whatever resonates for you of how your 3D life could go to the next level. And the spirit guidance for which steps should be taken. I'm sorry, it's very far away. And I kind of saw it, I'll have to pick it up. I kind of saw it, but I didn't understand what it was. Sorry for that. I'm fine. Eight of Cups in reverse. And we've got Knight of Pentacles. Please clarify. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups in reverse. Oh wow. Reverse again. Knight of Wands in reverse and Sun in reverse. Oof. So what I'm getting here is that there is an opportunity to turn things around with bringing in more passion and healing. Passion, sorry, meaning like more like pick up the levels of creativity and, you know, kind of like inner life stream, like a stream of energy, to top that up, and also to do some healing. And, you know, like sometimes they say it's time to give, it's time to receive, sort of idea. So, or it's time to come, to go somewhere, or to someone, it's time to walk away sometimes, to give space, right? And we do that a lot on the twin flame journey too. So this is a time now not to walk away from what is currently in front of you. Take it how it is, whether it includes your DM or not. So it's time not to walk away, but to actually pick up the lesson, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles actually here. So Knight is already more mature than the Page. It means that you already have enough knowledge to turn this into something beautiful, something solid, like a solid 3D foundation, right? Whatever comes first to your mind, what is key right now? Was it a relationship, building your mission and career, you know, dealing with family, maybe moving to a new home? Like, know that you already have the knowledge. And even if you see some challenges, don't walk away from them. It's, those lessons are there for a reason, to show you something and to empower you, to show you how strong you are and how knowledgeable you are. That's what I'm getting with it. It's beautiful. Okay, let's move on to, let me just get my decks back. Let's move on to Divine Masculine. And I also have, actually, yeah, I'm gonna pull the Beyond the Lemuria card right now. I have that deck with me, and I love using it for this kind of readings. So I'm gonna pull a card for Divine Feminine. Oh, that was too many. Let me do another shuffle. It's not the easiest deck to shuffle. I'll do my best. Okay. Radical Expansion. It's actually one card, yeah, so it's good. Ooh, I love this one. Beautiful dragon, and look at those rainbow colors. That's the solstice energy. It's giving you an opportunity for radical expansion. Okay, so let me just quickly read the divinatory meaning. It's time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop and consider anything that is holding you back. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are. Remember that Savor Your Life card. There you go. As bold as radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be, who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for, what the world wants? Take note of any judgment of authentic expression towards yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. How beautiful is this? Okay, that was the reading for Divine Feminine, that part. And don't forget that at the end I'm also going to pull some cards for the connection. Now let's move to Divine Masculines, and we'll do it in a similar way. Just gonna do a quick shuffle. So I'm gonna pull some cards for what's happening with the energy. What do Divine Masculines need to know on what's coming up on the journey, and what's the divine guidance for next steps. So first of all, let's check on the energies for Divine Masculine collective at this time. The Tower. Okay. Didn't ask the question, but I kind of did. So the Creatrix is the magician for what is needed to know, what's coming up in the future. And next steps, guidance. That was kind of a lot. Let's try again. Okay. 3 of Wands. Yep. in setting intentions, just like I said. That's the whole reason why we're doing this reading, so that you know what to focus on, what kind of intentions are important to be set at this time to plan for what's coming up. Well, not to plan is not the right word, but to kind of send out that energy, right? The fates on the bottom of the deck, so that's the Wheel of Fortune, the Divine Intervention. Let's pull some clarifiers. Please clarify the Tower for the energy of Divine Masculine. So definitely some Tower moments are in the air. Sorry, I had a few cards, I knocked them out and I got the 4 Wands. So yeah, thank you. That's the Tower moment here. And the Divine Intervention, sorry, yeah. So the Divine Intervention is around this connection, the twin flame connection. The clarifiers, okay. Please clarify the Magician for what's coming up next. It's called the Creatrix in this deck. And, oh, I like this. Please clarify 3 of Wands. Thank you. Bottom of the deck here, 3 of Pentacles. Divine collaboration with Divine Feminine and with the Divine. Okay, so for the energy we have, it's actually, yeah, it kind of all of these cards, they sort of match each other, the main and the clarifying, but it's cool. It's kind of like giving us a little bit more detail, but generally it's kind of the continuation of the story. So the Tower moment energetically, and we see here anxiety and, you know, disappointment and wanting or looking for a better setup, for better energy around, right? So the Tower moment is that what Divine Masculines have in their life, what surrounds them right now, is not energetically giving them the fulfillment that they need. It's taking their energy and other resources. Take it how it resonates for your situation if you know it. But they're not really getting much in return. And they thought they were, but they aren't. And the sleepless nights, so there, a lot of them cannot go to bed, or, you know, they're constantly, even during the day, but at night as well, they keep circling around different things that come up to their consciousness. Like, oh, what about this? What about that? I'm so tired of this. So when is that gonna work out? Like, I've been trying different ways and I've put so much hope and energy into it, and it's just not panning out. That's the Tower moment, that seeing that it's not what it looked like at the beginning or whatever, you know, some time ago. It's like the moment of truth, of all these challenges that are not just temporary obstacles that are supposed to be, you know, conquered and then the happiness will be reached. It's been happening so many times, those scenarios, that by now Divine Masculines are seeing that really the problem is not the obstacles on the way, the problem is the goal. It's not the right people, it's not the right goal, maybe both, right? That needs to be revisited. For the next thing that they need to know about is the Creatrix clarified by the Queen of Cups. So in both of this, I'm seeing feminine energy. What I'm getting here is that they will be receiving major, you know, communication and downloads, both from the divine and from divine feminine. So strong telepathic communication and downloads from the divine are gonna help them start seeing that inner, are gonna help them clear out the heart chakra, or clear it out further, and recognize this is more about self-love first and foremost, but also be able to give love to their divine feminine. It doesn't mean automatically the romantic relationship, but remember where it starts. The foundation is about healthy friendship. It's about caring for each other. It's about recognizing the importance of the other person in their life in a healthy way. Not just like, yeah, I like it better when you're here. Or if divine feminine is already there, then they may be taking it for granted altogether, right? This is like clear realization of how important the person is, and you know, on the other hand, still healthy boundaries to keep the authenticity and healthy partnership. Because if by any chance it goes sideways, and with the creatrix here, I'm seeing that it gets into that healthy place of manifesting the true love, the healthy relationship. Because if by some reason it goes too far, where divine masculines are adoring and idealizing their divine feminine too much, then it will still be unhealthy, it will still be codependent, just in a little from a different angle. But it's not going to be healthy either. Not to mention that it still creates fear from a person. If it goes like too far, where the person starts neglecting themselves and their worth, yeah, it goes into a fear from, like, it looks like it manifests itself through jealousy, through lack of self-esteem, trying to control the partner, all of those things. So yeah, this is about keeping it balanced. That's what's coming up, that's what's important. There is an opportunity for that, but the intention again needs to be set now, during solstice time. Three of Wands, clarified by the moon. That's the next step. Like I said, setting intentions, but doing it intuitively, not trying to strategize logically, but following the heart. And I'm also getting with the moon that the full moon that we had over the weekend also brought in different information. Sorry about that. Different information that would be beneficial for this intention setting, for understanding what is the next step, or some additional information about the connection and about the situation, either on divine masculine side or on divine feminine. But knowing that helps the knowing of what is the next step on the journey. Hope that makes sense. Okay, let me pull a card from the Beyond the Lemuria for divine masculines. So it looks like this is about recognition, where, like, we're seeing, if you could tell, we're seeing a big contrast about where there is situations where there is love and where there isn't love. It could be, of course, between divine feminines and the, actually I'm gonna take these cards, yeah. I've got two, but I'll bring them both. It could be between, contrast between divine feminine and the karmic partner, but it could be like a completely different context. But it's still them seeing, of course, divine feminine is there in some shape or form. But it even could be if you are collaborating on something with you know, the DM and DF are collaborating on something, or they are in each other's life as friends, and maybe it's at this time they're seeing contrast between friendship with the divine feminine and friendship with somebody else in their life, right? And where those other people are taking advantage of them, or it's been one-sided, maybe by their free will, right? It's not necessarily that people around us are always manipulating us. Sometimes it's our decision, but they're recognizing where it's unhealthy, and they're seeing the contrast of how much different it is with divine feminine, how it feels different. Most important, with that Queen of Cups and with the Magician, it's about the inner side of it. Not just what it looks like on paper and what other people know, but also what it makes them feel. Okay, so we've got the Realm Bridger, number 41, and if you remember, for divine feminines, we got number 40. And we've got 4, solar plexus chakra. So we are moving kind of like along numbers 4 and 5. But yeah, solar plexus, does it remind you of some words? Maybe solstice. We know that solar plexus chakra is connected with the energy of the sun. So it's only fitting that at this time, divine masculines are advised to pay attention to their solar plexus chakra. I'm gonna read from the book, just in case, so we don't miss anything. Yeah, so for chakra cards, they have the restore section of how to restore it. But in general, they're saying that the solar plexus chakra is the radiant center of our being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings our passions to life Enter the space to step away from playing small, unworthiness, the idea that you're taking up space, and insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides within the center, and be energized, motivated, fueled with inspiration, infused, and clear-minded, so you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to bring in the world. As you discover a deep and real sense of self-empowerment, you can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences, and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. That's how important it is. So it goes far beyond the personal feeling of worthiness of divine masculine and what healthy relationships and dynamics mean. This is something that will help eventually co-create, for the world. But you see how this card is actually connected to what I was saying about them seeing the contrast of what is healthy versus unhealthy, love versus fear. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can, if you don't have good practices for solar plexus chakra restoration, you can find them. There are plenty. If you're interested to find out some from me, contact me separately and I will guide you. Let's look at the realm bridger. We actually had this the other day, so maybe some of you remember it. The divinatory meaning. You are the pioneer of your life. The way forward may be in your dreams or visions. You might find it useful to do automatic writing or intuitive drawing to capture some of the more lucid information. Be creative and don't take on the opinions of others. It's time to think and do things a whole other way. After all, as the saying goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So yeah, a couple of good thoughts here. First of all, about recording the dreams, automated writing, and the second one, yes, about trying to do things differently. But it looks like with the tower moment, that's what's coming up for DMs anyway. Okay, and finally, before we go, and maybe I'll even use a different deck, I'll use the Rider-Waite, and we'll pull what's happening on the energetic space of the connection itself. So when DM and DF come together, what do we need to know about the connection at this time? What's happening during solstice? Oh, another Queen of Swords. That's the third one. So yeah, it's an opportunity for honest and sincere communication. It's like the next level honesty, that's what I'm hearing. And I'm not getting anything else here, actually. Like for each of the set of twin flames, it's a different level of intimacy and closeness in terms of how much information is shared between the two at this time, depending on where you are on the journey, right? Of how much, time and life events you've had behind you. Oh, wow, Knight of Wands and 4 Wands too. It will depend on what the next level of intimacy, of that closeness in communication mean. But this is definitely a time to go further than where you've been before. And yeah, to me, this is a confirmation that this is going to be bringing you two closer to each other on so many levels. So not just because you will have more information, but energetically it will be bringing the union closer, and it will be also, it's going to be like an additional inspiration spark for both of you in your own lives, as we know we are for each other. But this is a confirmation that whatever information you will learn and this closeness will inspire each of the twins in a new way. So highly recommended communication. Okay, I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I wish you all the best for the solstice, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.